Is it okay for men to open up in a relationship about their problems? 18 years old. I'm dating my girlfriend 7 months and I'm suffering with problems of my own as everyone does. Feelings of depression, anxiety, childhood trauma etc. My girlfriend tries to encourage me to open up to her many times but I find it impossible. I feel she'll think I'm weak and not the tough guy that I only let people see. Which deep down I'm not. I also feel she'll lose attraction towards me if I might start expressing my emotions too much. I know this may sound ridiculous and old-fashioned to some people but it's how I was raised. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Yes, showing emotions is liberating, and it's good she's encouraging you to do so. If you really love her, and she's open with you, open up. But do it slowly. Small steps. 44 male here. Last relationship was 7 years of the best years of my life because I was open with my feelings, versus the prior 25 years when I didn't. Open up. It actually makes the relationship stronger. And it takes a real man to open up. A coward hides their feelings. Women want real men, not posers. I would not be in a relationship with a man who didn't. Men are human beings like the rest of us. The whole point of a good relationship is being able to be human together and support each other's humanity. And it takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable with someone else. It's not the weak option. It's a high-risk, high-reward attempt. For me, every girlfriend I opened up to about my insecurities and problems has used them against me at some point. Never again. Married for 7 years, together for 12. For a healthy functioning adult relationship it's vital that both partners are open and communicative with their emotions. We've noticed the most toxic relationships around us, including our parents. The majority of the issues are solely because people aren't being open about their thoughts and feelings. Often the men don't open up about their feels, the women get resentful when their feelings are dismissed and both resort to passive aggression and microaggressions to try and manipulate the other. In dating, opening up is high risk, but when you find someone you really want to build a relationship with, you need to be open. Being vulnerable is tough, so I understand the hesitation. Your girlfriend wants to be there for you and make sure you're doing all right because she cares about you. She's not going to think less of you for being a normal human being. Don't feel pressured to share more than you're comfortable with. Baby steps are still steps. It can be scary at first, but it gets easier over time. My opinion will not be popular to the woke people of this group. However, remember that you should always be your girl's rock and never make her your therapist. She will lose attraction for you pretty quickly if you make her your mommy and vent your frustrations and struggles to her. Never present yourself in a way that makes you look weak to your girl. She wants you to be the man. If you need to vent, talk to your male friends or seek a therapist. Never make your girl your therapist. It never ends well. A lot of people say that men should open up, and then condemn you and use it against you. I'm not saying don't do it, just be careful. It can end up hurting you more than it helps. No, keep it bottled up and develop an alcohol problem like a real man. Hi man, I feel the same with a girl for 5 months and mentally I'm struggling. COVID isn't helping, home working with little social interaction, worrying about the past and the future, parent recovering from lung cancer. I feel if I project too many of these issues onto my girlfriend she's gonna see me as a downer and I will kill the joy in our relationship, which will lead to her dumping me. My advice would be to talk to her about your biggest issue on a surface level so she knows what you're going through. You may benefit from counseling if that's an option for you at some point, but as a rule of thumb try to not use your girlfriend as a therapist. You sound a bit like me. Honestly, every time I have it usually doesn't end up well for me. It sucks. So it's your call. You have to read your situation and only do it in very small and far between amounts. No. If you have problems, talk to your father, your mother, your brother, sister, a therapist or close friends. People you trust unconditionally or people that have no stakes whatsoever in the game. Never a woman you're romantically involved with. Open up about dumb stuff like how was your day or whatever she's talking about, but never about actual serious issues or she will most likely lose attraction for you. It should be okay. However, it has always bit me in the fucking ass whenever I did it with someone I was physical with. I found what works for me is having a woman friend in which we are not in a relationship much better to open up to. This goes both ways as in no one-way emotional vomit. This also falls under the be there for the vomit but don't go all problem solving. Just be a vent. Basically best friends with a bonus of being each other's shitty shrinks. Unfortunately it takes time to break down the bullshit about masculinity that society spoon feeds us. Start with something small. One tiny thing and make yourself talk about it with her. Rehearse what you want to say ahead of time if it makes you feel better. Know that it's okay to stop talking about it if it ends up affecting your mood too much. Look into articles about breaking down toxic masculinity, being vulnerable, and emotional intelligence. It's going to take time and effort but it's 100% worth it. It's not only okay, it's imperative for a healthy relationship. Vulnerability and trust take strength. They'll tell you it is but a large amount of women will find it as a turn-off. Opening up and expressing how you feel will allow her to feel closer to you. When you're with someone who won't talk to you, won't open up or show emotion, then it's hard to fully connect with them. Now I am not saying everyone is that way. In my opinion she is asking because she truly cares. You shouldn't ever worry about expressing how you feel. Your feelings are just as important. Healthy relationships are about being able to be open. You won't last if you bottle things up. Even if you do last doing what you've done so far, you'll be miserable the entire time. I think you will get better replies in r Ask Men. Trickle truth. If you pile it all on at the same time, she may feel just as overwhelmed. Worst case scenario, they do end it if you dump it all in one go. Start with what bothers you the most. Work on it for a while, until you've at least made progress. Then, open up the next. Good partners want to have emotional honesty. Look, if you open up to her, it will either immensely strengthen the relationship between you two, or she will behave as you fear. In the second scenario, she isn't really worth your time and this will expose it. You deserve a woman who sees your emotions as valid. If she does not, she is not emotionally mature herself and you don't want to be in such a toxic relationship. Or, you can do it how real men do, keep your strong guy facade. Bury your feelings and let them rot away your spirit, until you become a resentful, sour, unpleasant guy. You know, the boomer type who makes jokes about hating their wife. Don't open up too much, and don't cry. She wasn't initially attracted to you because you were all emotional with her, so if you change now she may lose attraction sexually. That's a fact. If you need to talk to your friends or get a therapist. It will change the whole context of the relationship. You should be able to open up. It's a healthy mechanism to help make sure your coping mechanisms don't fail. But unfortunately society will look at men who are open about their vulnerabilities as weak. If she doesn't appreciate it, then go your separate ways, as there is someone who will not only enjoy you opening up but be honored that you trust them that much. Do you have friends or anyone you can trust for now to talk to? Don't let your feelings bottle up. It isn't healthy. Not only is it okay, it's 100% paramount to having a good relationship. A relationship is a partnership. You need to be on the same page with every aspect of the life you are sharing together. If you bottle up your emotions, you will only hurt yourself and the other person. Any woman that's worth your time is looking for men who are emotionally available and mature, not dudes who act ultra macho to hide themselves. That's not really confidence. I think being honest and open about your feelings, even the negative ones, is completely the opposite of being weak. It's strong. No, it would make her even more attracted to you to know that her man has the balls big enough to show his fragility and express his emotions instead of being an emotionless wall with toxic masculinity like other weak men. She'll be happy because it's what she wants to know, because that's what love is. Forget about all the macho man stuff and be grateful you are even asking the question. That means you really do have a heart. You're just looking for the right person to open it up to. Since you've only been with each other for 7 months, perhaps you should take it slowly, step by step. And be as good a listener as you are a sharer. Remember that love and respect go hand in hand. Good luck. Don't. Most often she will use them against you. Definitely do it. I've dated men who never opened up or barely did. It was horrible and drove us to break up and never get past a certain stage in our relationship. Maybe have an intimate night together talking and take a shot or two to loosen up so you aren't so uncomfortable. Being open and honest about how you think, feel is amazing. Your girlfriend will love you so much for doing this and you will feel connected on a whole new level. It will help her understand your thought process too. This is a good skill to develop for your future wife as well. Nothing is worse than a husband that is cold, shut off emotionally. My boyfriend is my best friend. I would never turn him down because he was expressing his feelings to me. I do the same for him and he is my rock. We are a team. You guys can be too. As a woman, I have no idea the pressure men are under to maintain this facade, but I can tell you allowing your girlfriend to see you as a human being and not a facade is only going to strengthen your relationship. Women want to see the human side of you. That being said, opening up is hard and it makes you feel vulnerable. I would suggest starting small. Tell her that you want to open up to her but you're having a hard time with it. Start with the little things. If you're having a rough day, tell her that you're having an off day, and just keep building on that foundation. You don't have to dive in head first. It is perfectly okay to dip your toes in first. It's important to get into the habit of being your complete self, not hiding one part away. You can still adhere to your culture if that includes no public displays of vulnerability, but it's okay to be open and honest with your loved one. She is also young and might have only seen her dad's public face, not the private one he lets his wife see, so it is also good practice for her to realize that men are real humans too with the full range of needs and issues. If you want any relationship to grow, you have to learn how to be vulnerable. Beating heart, keeping everything inside, bottling emotions and hiding puts restraints and limitations on the relationship. You'll only get as deep as you allow yourself to go, and in a healthy relationship, the two of you will inspire each other, whether it's to open and love or stay closed and pretend. What's in your head now is called toxic masculinity. You can have and express emotions and still be a man. If she makes fun of you for it, that's her hang-up, not yours, and you should move on to someone else. Being able to have and show emotions around a partner is like the bare minimum of signs the relationship is good. If you think that showing a tough guy facade is what men have to do, then you do not understand what it means to be a man yet. Most of the guys that show the tough guy facade are incredibly insecure or have serious mental issues. No, talk about your problems with your friends or parents. Women will always use your shortcomings and insecurities against you at a later date. Hi, female 25 years old here, and let me tell you, please communicate your feelings and your problems with her. If she leaves, then she is not the one for you. One of the biggest reason I got divorced was because my ex-husband had such a big problem opening up to me about his struggles and his feelings. He would always shut me out instead, and then when I needed him he was rarely ever available because he used video games as his outlet. Show your emotions, tell her how you feel, talk to her. It's healthy, important, and it feels amazing being able to communicate with someone instead of keeping things in. Nah, my dude, swallow that shot. People will eat that shit up at your age. Open up to your buddies first. When you get older in a serious relationship with a woman you might marry, then open up, my guy. Until then, don't talk with her about your deep feelings until you're 100% sure she's the one. Hate to be the bad guy here, but my experience tells me that what you are feeling in your gut is right. Women and girls will judge. And even though they will still love you, they will look at you as less desirable and less sexy. They will subconsciously prefer a stronger guy. I'm sure a lot of women will protest, and to be honest, I don't think women fully knows this about themselves, or it's a political non-correct way to feel, so it's hard to admit. Better to spill your guts to a male friend. I think you have to. It becomes a filter. If she can't deal with you being you, then it's not gonna work long term. Not if they write there where they should write there. Toxic masculinity in a nutshell. Learn about it and liberate yourself from it. Be yourself and be free. Sure, some might not like it, but so what? Others will like the truthful you, and they are worth keeping. And by the way, all this talk about toxic masculinity is pure BS. It has nothing to do with any macho culture or things like that. You asked if it's okay to open up emotionally about problems. And the answer is there is a good chance she will see you as less attractive. And this is on woman, not men's macho stuff. It's just the way they are programmed. It should be okay, yes. In practice there are a fuck ton of experiences where the woman finds the person less manly. The shitty part is you won't know until you try. People will tell you it's okay, and your girlfriend will even tell you she wants you to open up and show vulnerability, but the second you do she will lose respect for you. She may even use your deepest insecurities against you. Either way your relationship probably won't last much longer. You're 18. Talk to your parents if you're struggling. Your post history is compulsive. I'm not sure whether you're in a good place to be in a relationship. You might feel that you are very young for that, but no, actually. Sharing your emotions with the person you love makes your relationship stronger. She will also feel like you care about her if you open up. Your emotions matter. You should share them. Grin there. Men who are sensitive are super hot. I find it super attractive to have someone to open up to, and that's someone to open up to me. It's calming and peaceful to be able to confide in someone without feeling bad. Men that own up to their emotions are hot as hell emo. Showing me your vulnerable side is a great proof of trust and makes me happy you rely on me. So yeah, opening up in a relationship is super important.